Hello there. Just doing the weekly wrap. This is our factory in Mornington, Australia, Victoria. Welcome to our factory. Got quite a few projects on at the moment, so I'll just give you a bit of an overview of what we've been up to. This is a job in Sydney, a wine cellar we're doing in black and ash. They've mined in under a house and created two big vestibules with the interlinking walkways, and then they've mined in and created alcoves that we're then fitting out with racking. So this is an arch on four little alcoves. It's all been 3D scanned, and then we've created templating from there, and we're laminating up the main arch. The room's concave with the radius of the room, and then we've got an arched top. So the finished pieces are concave and arched. So that's getting stage one of that done. This is another job in Sydney, our modular oak racking. It's all single pocket bottles en masse. Two big sections that get interlinked on site, just for ease of freight and manoeuvrability through the project, and that'll just create a large pocket of single bottle wine. It's got backlighting on it, sits off a wall, and you get that light coming through the bottles, and a bit of that ambient light. This is the the radius line of that room with the arch, so we're laminating them up in our black and ash. Some more componentry here, ready for laminating. Bits and pieces here with the modular oak. Here we've got some componentry that's, we've got a convex, concave, interlocking panel that we're creating. We do our pedestal basins out of that, but we're also doing some joinery componentry. So at the moment we're doing a custom tennis table, bronze inlays and raised main deck, so it can be used as regulation table tennis or a dining room, but it can be lifted up on a remote actuator that will enable it to be used as a bar and sort of servery for entertainment. You can come through and have a look at that there. This is another job. A client in Melbourne is restoring some old farm trucks that have some historic value for their farm. They're doing a lot of new trim work, and the whole truck's been rebuilt. We've been asked to create some timber panelling instead of vinyl or leather trim. This is going to be timber and crown cut oak, and that's getting vacuum shaped to that space. So that's ready for its next stage. This is a template, a plan view drawing of the legs of the table tennis table. They all interlink and wrap around, and then we've got an actuator. We originally looked at a single actuator, and then thought that might be a little bit, when it's sitting back on the main platform as table tennis, it'd be fine, but up and people resting on it, it might not be stable enough. So we've moved to like a 4 or 2 in each main leg that lifted up to entertainment heights. This is our storage area, builder's trailer. Everything sort of goes back in there, and we've got, it can be used on site or in the factory. We move through to here. We've got more of this Sydney project, a lot of laminated main frames, bottle rests. I think laminated up here, finished here, some frames ready to go. And then this is the table tennis leg one. Obviously sits up. Actuators sit in here and come out. So you'll see more of that, but that's it, all interlinked panel, glued up, ready to go. This is a part module of one of the alcoves in Sydney, and this has been mocked up so that we can send this up to the builder. They can dry fit it into the space. All the spaces have been 3D scanned, and then we've drawn up and designed racking componentry. But this enables the margins to be further jackhammered out and evened, so that when our racking goes in, it'll fit nicely and be a bit more considered to the space. Alcoves are deeper. We've got backlight, integrated backlighting, so we're lighting up the rock behind the bottles and getting some light transferring back. So there's another part of that to send up, and then hopefully our racking matches. We come back through this way. We've just glued up the next stage of this tonight, but that's our table tennis legs, and it's got the last little piece to do, but the actuators sit in here, and then the table, there's a frame and the table runs through, and they extend out so you can lift the table height up to bar height. So that's underway. I've got another cellar here which is in Victoria, and we're creating a red W on the front of these diamond bins, which has some significance for their wine cellar. And these are some inlays. So we've got some red inlay, and we've got a recessed LED light in behind. So you'll get a red line coming through those areas, and that'll form the W on the face of this. So that can be subtly lit as an additional element to their cellar. These are some shojis. We've had another project in Victoria where we've created a whole tiered ceiling in a kitchen area. Lots of different size shoji boxes and heights, and backlit, hung, suspended. And the design intent there, we've talked about I think it was the Kowloon building in Hong Kong, which has been pulled down, but that high density layered Lego-like formation, but it feels like a play on blocks and not carefully considered, but this was carefully considered, array of boxes and lights. So you'll see more of that. This is in here. There's a offset shoji installation. We've been doing a bit more of that, where we've got offset. The slats here are kumikos, referred to as kumikos in Japanese, and that overlay offset gives you quite a three-dimensional feel as you move past the space. The last layer, we've got Japanese rice paper, and then we offset it with a light box. That can be recessed into a wall, can be like a beautiful entry point to a space. We've also done them without the paper, and they're see-through. We can see through to the adjoining space, but it breaks up, delineates spaces, and creates sort of a subtle barrier between spaces. So that's a mock-up which was made just to help a client appreciate or realise the concept. What else? We'll show you. We'll have a look at the pod next door. So I guess this space it's sort of more machinery in here. Next door was more assembly, so more major tools in here, and fabrication. I've got the rock climbing wall up there for a little after work activity. Job board on the wall there, shortcut through to the office. So got these hidden doors here, run through. This is our sort of main showroom, front entry, and then we come in and we've got a wall of just work we've done, and sort of showcasing some of our work and special pieces. Upstairs we've got our main office, and well, we can have a look at that another time, but we've got a featured backlit main shoji ceiling, which is, you know, a nice play on light, and obviously we've got the mirrored wall section here, so you get that mirrored reflection. This wall's all offcuts of wine cellars, little 17 by 17 cedar pieces, individually laid, and the idea is this will end up filling the whole space. So it's a wraparound of the tread, wraps around into those areas, got mirror, stainless, and the concept of this stair was a stack of timber, and the floor is also made from 17 mil strips in New Guinea rosewood, so as the treads are. And the idea here is it looks like you're standing on a stack of timber and face a stack of timber, and you've pulled the treads out and created a staircase out of the timber stack. And then, you know, lots of glass and mirror, and, you know, create space and openness. We've had a play here with gravel. We've got a gravel garden outside, Japanese garden. Gravel runs through and sort of breaks down those barriers between internal and external spaces. It runs right through as a moat into the bathroom. Our main sort of meeting area with clients. We've got a job here with different material selection out. Different examples of timbers with wine racking. But we'll do a proper tour of this space another time. But that's our showroom and offices. Yeah, come on in. This is our small living project. It's a Japanese-inspired space, small footprint living, almost completed. So we'll do a bit more on this in the future. But you know, traditional Japanese elements. We've got traditional tatami room, ryokan style, where your bedding is put away at night, housed in the joinery, and set up at night on the floor. You've got subtle lighting, shoji right around. You know, shoji can be drawn, and this becomes, you know, essentially a lantern viewed externally, or internally in a lantern. Hidden bathroom through the end there. Living, kitchen, dining, all amalgamated into a small footprint. Japanese, you know, wallpapers and handmade shoji tracking and shoji, and coming together. I think we're probably a few days away from completing. So recessed traditional tracks, top and bottom. Shoji, you know, folds in and completes this space. Inlaid tatami, and that's the main joinery section for bedroom. When you look along, you know, you've got open plan. It shows you at the end here that can close off those spaces, and some nice, you know, subtle material selections. So we'll have a closer look at this in coming days. So that's a bit of a wrap up of this week, and thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm out of here.